Literally just heard something from over there. That was so weird. What the hell was that? Check this place out, guys. So we just got here to this like farmhouse thing in the middle of nowhere. Like literally you can see the water there, which is a beautiful view. But this place is super creepy. Don't really know what to expect inside, but yeah, we'll be in there soon, hopefully. Just a random barn here. Oh, that's super creepy and cool looking at the same time. Making our way over to the actual main house. See if we can find a way in. It is super cool looking. Definitely looks like it would be a haunted location, so we'll definitely find that out for you guys. In the meanwhile, if you guys see anything at all, let me know down in the comments below. Oh wow.
Somebody spilled all their buttons on the ground.
Aww.
A lot of their dishes are left behind.
Whoa. Guess there won't be any going into the basement.
You can't go in the basement?
The steps are completely broken.
What is
oh, there's a ladder right there. Never mind.
There is a ladder.
Yeah.
What is up with me going into broken basements?
Yeah. Wow. This is actually pretty cool.
I bet a lot of you kids don't even know what this is or what it was. Or what does.
What the heck is that?
This?
Yeah.
It's so ancient that I don't even remember what it is. I
Jesus.
think it's called a telephone.
A what?
A telephone. So you would dial. Like if you want to call someone, like your friend.
Yeah.
It didn't have no Siri or voice activation. This is how you hung up.
Does it do Morse code?
Yeah, it does.
Whoa.
So this is the type of cool shit that I like to see.
Yeah, there's like this old TV sitting here. Pretty cool.
You can tell this is a Victorian style house just by the way the arches and the doors are the stairs.
The old washroom here.
You've never been to one.
Okay. Guess the battery's not dead.
Huh?
My light had just turned off, but the battery's not actually dead. Oh, there's an old calendar up here. 1997. Wow. It's been abandoned for quite some time then. This is a really cool setting. This old TV. What happened to it? Why is it all... That might have been just Moe upstairs. Kind of startled me. Heard a little noise there for a second. Oh yeah.
So cool. You good?
Yep.
What happened?
Nothing. Just poop over there.
All of a sudden?
No.
There's not much going on there. But I did discover another section to the house. You just gotta go through this random door.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah. It's weird. I never seen it. I didn't see a staircase
Okay.
downstairs.
Interesting.
Weird. There's like another section to this
Yeah.
house. I don't know if this was built later on or if it was built with the house, but it does seem really old just because of the hardwood is on the ground. This is like your traditional farmhouse.
Yeah. There's lots of mold everywhere.
I was really hoping there would be something upstairs in this house, but I guess most of the action is downstairs.
Yeah.
Let's actually take these things down.
Yeah, there might be something down that way.
They feel very flimsy. Be very careful. I think it might lead to the kitchen. Yep.
I'll just let you go first, and then.
Very, very shaky. So they do lead into the kitchen. And
Yeah, these floors are not in the best shape.
I really want to go down, but it looks very dangerous. No, I'll go down.
Go ahead.
I'll go down.
So I'm just gonna stay up here because it doesn't sound like it's too exciting down there. So we got my EMF meter going here. See if we can catch anything paranormal at all. So if there is anything here, let me know. Maybe somebody died in the house. I don't know. It's possible. I do hear something. Thought for a second maybe that was Mo. It was actually downstairs in the basement still. Nothing yet on the EMF. Huh. This house is really cool though. Alright. Sounds like there's quite a bit of stuff down here, so I decided to come. Oh, there's some stuff down here. That's interesting. So this is where we came down from. Trippy little... Whoa! Check this stuff out.
A lot of you guys can let me know what this is. I only know this because I watch a lot of videos. Wow, this is so cool, dude. Look at this.
What?
It's a hand dryer. Like you put your clothes in it.
Oh,
you turn
yeah.
it, and you squeeze the water out of your clothes, and then you hang it up on the clothesline and watch your head. And then you hang them up on a clothesline.
Oh, that's neat.
That's so cool. What a contraption.
That's cool. Huh. What was this stuff? I don't know what that is. Dustin Miser? Oh my god. Wow. What the fuck is that? Jesus Christ. That's fucking scary. Lots of old school jars. Those are cool. Very neat. Little box down there.
It looks like there's an exit here, but hold. It goes nowhere. It's completely sealed off.
Weird.
Spider webs everywhere. I don't mind spiders, but I hate spider webs.
Yeah, spider webs are gross.
Since like 1997. Watch out for the dead cat, though.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
Oh man, look at the garlic.
Oh wow.
Want some garlic?
I don't know.
Is that garlic or mushroom?
Does garlic get better with age, or I don't know.
That is garlic, but it's just completely
Yeah.
rotten. So cool though. I bet they grew this on the land since it is a farm.
Yeah, probably.
Is this a cat though?
I want to say it is a cat.
I'm just gonna take a step. Take my camera.
All right, bye.
Take my camera.
Ew! What the hell is this? It's like
What is all this? What is that?
I don't know.
It looks like somebody was trying to have like a fruit punch party.
Yeah, there's like some broken glass in
Maybe
it.
it's some water,
Weird.
like water leaking from the roof.
No, it doesn't look like it.
I did go for a pee upstairs.
Oh.
I'm joking.
You want some?
There's a door over here that we don't know where it goes. It's nailed shut. Yeah, it's completely nailed shut.
Damn. And it's raining.
Is it literally raining
Yeah,
out of nowhere?
it's raining.
Fudge. For those of you that don't know, this is how we used to sleep back in the day.
Oh, that's so
You
cool.
feel like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
Yeah.
bugs on these. They go down.
I used to have one like almost exactly like that when I was a kid.
Yeah, I had one too when I was a kid.
Oh, there's a bunch of stuff up there.
There's a lot of stuff up in that attic.
Yeah.
Right next to that noose up there. You see the noose?
Where? Oh, there? Oh, God.
I don't want to go up there.
Oh, no. What did you find? Jesus Christ, startled me.
Jesus.
Oh, my God.
Yo, raccoon, my boy.
Jesus.
Damn, guys, look at those teeth.
Oh, my God.
See what I mean, bro? Like, Like, come on.
You're literally on a roll with that, man.
Like every video.
That's
I
so
swear we're
weird.
not doing this. Like, somebody sent me an email saying that I'm the one that's doing this.
Yeah, right.
See this? Like, look away, but this is life right here.
It definitely looks like it got like attacked by something.
Yeah, but I don't know, maybe a coyote?
Possibly.
Look at the face on this. Jesus.
What the f was that? Literally just heard something from over there. That was so weird. Dude. Yo. I just heard something over there. In there.
You heard something coming?
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
This is the biggest barn out of all of them. Oh.
Hear that?
Yeah. Hello? What the fuck is that?
No idea.
I need to get close to it. Watch my back. Okay, no rabid raccoons.
Okay.
It's like they used to keep sheep or horses here. This is cool. Look at all this, you guys.
Oh wow.
This actually might be for cow. No.
It might have been.
Oh, look at that.
It kind of looks like it was like a dairy farm or something.
You think so?
Yeah. It's possible.
No, actually. Let us know in the comments below if you guys know anything about this. Oh, look, they have a conveyor belt that used to bring in the hay for the animals
Oh, cool.
so they can eat. That's cool.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Hey. Everything just turns on.
I got an electrocuted when I was a little kid.
Oh
So
god.
this day I'm not kind of freaked out by electricity. Alright, Angelo. Time to do some work.
Oh man.
Very fun. There's sweet. After there's cows. So this does look like it was a place for either cows or goats
Who knows?
or horses. Who knows, to be honest, but I say cows. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Just thought it looks cool. What the hell was that? That was weird. That was not me.
Yeah, what was that? I didn't get it on camera. You got it on camera?
No. I might have, I don't know.
You were recording?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
I'm recording. It's like something just whooshed by the building.
Yeah,
It was loud. It wasn't a car or anything. It was just loud.
I'm not sure. Whatever.
All right, time to get out of here.
Yep. Yo.
The building actually is falling apart.
Yeah.
Look at how the earth has caved the concrete in.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Notice that? Wow, that's interesting. And like the way
Jeez.
the ceiling's falling apart,
Yeah.
and it caved in on that side too.
That's nuts.
Oh, dude, look at that. That's for a carriage.
Oh yeah.
Like a horse carriage, I think?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's for a carriage. Whoa. Yeah, that's exactly what that is. It's not finished,
No.
but they would sit inside. So this is kind of like what the Amish use.
Mm-hmm.
They would sit inside, and they would ride their horse, and they got a window to protect them from the elements. It
Neat.
doesn't have AC or heating, but
Alright guys, that is the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Of course, smash that like button. If you're new here, subscribe, turn notifications on, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you. Bye-bye. What's up guys, welcome back to a brand new video. My name's Angelo, for those of you that don't know me and you're new to this channel. A lot of the times I do a lot of travel vlogs, I explore a lot of abandoned places and haunted places and things like that. So the one thing I kind of wanted to discuss was actually doing a little bit of a follow-up on what I experienced in Japan, what it was like going there during the coronavirus pandemic, and kind of explaining a few ins and outs of when I was there. So Japan in general was a very interesting country. So basically when I left, the coronavirus was kind of almost in still its early stages, I guess you could say. We weren't exactly in lockdown. There were some measures and precautions obviously already put in place, but things weren't exactly what they were today. Now the reason why I was planning on going to Japan was because it was one of my best friend's weddings, and we had told him months ago that no matter what happens, as long as the borders are open and we're able to get there, we will be there at your wedding. Obviously you have to understand, I mean, my friend is only gonna ever get married once. So of course we planned on being there. Some people didn't really exactly understand that. They didn't really understand what the time frame was. So when we left, I believe we left on March 14th. We were there for 2 weeks. We were supposed to leave on the 31st. I had the flight was booked to come back the 31st. While we were there, our plane actually had gotten canceled. So we decided we were gonna leave a day earlier when we rescheduled, because that's what the flight was available to come back to Canada. So that's exactly what the plan was. Exactly like I had said before, it's not like the world was in crazy lockdown mode the way it is right now, where people are being forced to stay at home. Even here in Canada, we were hearing a lot of that the flights were gonna be canceled and all that stuff, but we still obviously managed to get there. It wasn't really much of an issue, so we finally did get to Japan. Now, I guess a little bit on what it was kind of like when we first arrived there. Now, in Japan, it's pretty common that they wear masks when they're sick. Out of respect for other people around them, they'll wear masks in order to not give any sort of diseases or infections to anybody else. So when we arrived there, automatically we saw 90% of the people there were already wearing masks. Their numbers were actually very, very low. Even at that point, their numbers were probably less than 25% of what we had here in Canada, and even way smaller percentage compared to what was already in the United States. So you have to imagine that we weren't feeling too anxious or panicky about actually putting ourselves into a situation where we could potentially contract the virus and obviously bring it back home. It wasn't too much of a concern because Japan at the time had it pretty well under control, and even to this day, it's been probably about almost 3.5 weeks now since I've been home, and Japan still has it very, very well under control. A little bit of what we experienced in Japan. I'm not gonna lie, Japan, if I were to consider moving to any other country in the world, that would probably be one of the top ones on my list. Honestly, just the way they have so much technological advances. The people are very, very respectful over there. Things just, honestly, it's just such an amazing country to go to. There's so much to see, so much to do. There's always stuff going on. If you watch the rest of the Tokyo series, and when we went to Kyoto and Osaka and Hiroshima, there's different things that I found. There's a little bit of everything for everyone, which was really cool. So if you're into things like, I know a lot of people who go to Japan are obviously into things like anime and gaming and stuff like that. Like, I like games, I like anime, but I'm not like crazy into it. But the thing is, there's a lot of other people who are, so it's kind of like the motherland of all anime and gaming over there. So if you're really into that stuff, it's definitely a place to go. I guess in terms of the situation of the virus over there, it's pretty common that Japanese people kind of almost like isolate themselves from other people already to begin with. My thoughts are that that's the reason why it didn't get too crazy or out of control over there. And and a lot of people, obviously, like I said, probably about 90% of the locals were already all wearing masks. Obviously, you can tell they were all taking precautions. Everybody was constantly using hand sanitizer. It was available pretty much everywhere you went. Even when you would go to like arcades and stuff, everybody was wearing masks, a lot of people wearing gloves, and they had like bottles of hand sanitizer. There wasn't any hoarding really going on. People weren't going crazy like they were over here for toilet paper and like Lysol and stuff like that. People had obviously respected one another and just kind of got what they needed, and that was pretty much it. And people weren't really going crazy like they were over here. But yeah, I have to say, like, roaming around the streets of Japan, like especially in Tokyo, were amazing. Now, there was a lot less people than there normally would be. We noticed that especially when we went to a place known as the Shibuya Crossing, which is probably one of the most concentrated amounts of people all crossing the streets in all directions at the same time. I think you'll see that if you watch the last video that I made in Japan, you'll actually see the crossing. And it was busy, but like that was nowhere near what it is on a normal basis. So it was pretty evident that even in a huge mega metropolis city like Tokyo, people were obviously taking precautions. The other cool thing to see was like all the different like buildings, how everything was really well lit up, and just everything was so different from what I'm used to at home. Like this is the biggest city in the world. There's people literally everywhere. There's always something happening. There was a few things that I personally really liked from my experience. Was the fact that, like, you know, things are very convenient over there. There's a lot of even convenience stores in general. So they call them convenies, I think it was called. They have a place called the Family Mart. There's tons of 7-Elevens everywhere you go. They even have these cool vending machines on pretty much almost street corner where you can get coffee, whether it's hot coffee, cold coffee, pop, water, whatever it is that you need. They do make things very, very accessible for people over there. Another thing would be food. Pretty much everywhere we went, food was absolutely amazing, and there were so many different options. Especially a lot of my friends, they eat only halal foods, and there was even still options for them. We would either find a place that had a lot of good vegetarian options, or we would even go to halal places. Now, I'm not going to say halal places are in abundance over there, but they did have enough that you could get by, I guess you could say. The one thing that I really, really liked is the historical factor. So when you go to certain cities like Kyoto or Hiroshima, you see a lot of that stuff, where you see a lot of the older buildings, especially in Kyoto, where they have the historical district, where they've kept it exactly the way it used to be with all the old buildings. You can actually see that in one of my videos exploring the ancient city of Kyoto, and we went up into like the mountain, into the temples, and checked all that stuff out. If you're really into history, it's definitely a really cool place to go. We did get an opportunity to explore a couple cool places, like I went to that abandoned billionaire's mansion. That was absolutely epic. If you haven't seen that video, you definitely have to check. So some of the other things that were really, really cool was seeing a lot of, what I noticed was a lot of a mixture of old technology and new technology. And what I kind of mean by that is that there are like certain malls around where you'll find old used items. So it's like old like action figures and old cards and all sort of like kind of hobbyist stuff for sale. And I thought that was like really, really cool because I don't know, I just don't find a lot of that stuff here, at least not anymore. So then back to like new technology, for example. So they don't really have a lot of like pull open doors. A lot of the times you press like a button and then the door just kind of slides open, or they're just a lot of automatic doors everywhere. Their toilets, I'm not gonna lie, are incredible. I think those should be pretty much everywhere. I think we should definitely even bring those over here to Canada. What I mean by that is that they have like all these different modes on the seats where you can like press to obviously use it as a bidet. Some of them even play music, so that way, you know, when you go into the washroom and things get a little awkward, you just play music so nobody else can hear what it is that you're doing. The butt warmers, oh my god, butt warmers for life. Need butt warmer toilet seats. Amazing. Technology things that were pretty cool were like the conveyor belt sushi. So what they do in these restaurants is you sit around like the guy who's cooking, and they have conveyor belts that are spinning in like all different directions, and the food, a lot of times the food is already ready, it's cooked, it's on the conveyor belt, they bring it, it's just kind of spinning around, and if you see something you like, you just grab it and you eat it. And then what they do is they actually have this scanner thing that literally scans all the plates, and calculates the price like really quickly for you, which I just thought was really, really neat. I've never seen anything like that before. I know like a lot of places over here, they do like all you can eat sushi, and like some of them are pretty good, but honestly like nothing compares to the sushi in Japan. I think every single time we went for sushi, it was amazing. And even other things, like we went to an Italian restaurant and had pizza one night, and it was like a nice wood burning oven pizza, and it was fantastic. What else did we eat? I'm trying to remember. We even had Pakistani food, which was absolutely incredible. We had this like garlic cheese naan that was just like to die for. Oh man, so incredible. Honestly, like that country was absolutely amazing. The thing that I really liked the most, I would say, are the people. Even obviously being tourists, most of the people were very, very nice to us. There was very few instances of any people being assholes. I think one of my friends ran into one person who was just an asshole and was ignoring him in a store asking for something. I don't know what that was all about, but for the most part, everybody was very, very polite. Everybody's like very enthusiastic about being polite and respectful to one another. It's just kind of a thing over there. I think that's something that should be everywhere. I'm just finding like in North America, people are not like that as much as they probably should be. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty cool. So we did speak to the locals. Obviously, the reason why I went there was because my friend, he had met a girl from there years ago. They had already gotten married here in Canada, but obviously they wanted to do the traditional wedding because why not in Japan? Because, you know, you only live once, YOLO. And so we went back there and we spoke to a lot of the locals. Even her parents actually drove us around one day. So thank you to Canada's parents. Obviously that was a very cool and special day for us hanging out with them. But yeah, they drove us around to like car places because a few of us are really, really into cars and we wanted to see like the different aspect that they have over there, which is another thing. If you're really into cars, and especially JDM cars, old Japanese cars like RX-7s and Evos and Subarus, man, they got crazy, crazy stuff over there. I kid you not. Every corner you'd pass, you'd see a really, really cool car that you don't see here at all. Otherwise, other than that, like everything was really neat. Like the malls are very different. Their malls are like 8 floors tall. I remember this one, I think it's called Don Quixote's or something. I might be saying it wrong, but whatever. It was like an 8-floor department store that had just literally like a little bit of everything. And those stores were pretty much everywhere. Like they had stores that were literally dedicated to games, gaming, and hobbies and stuff like that. Like 8 floors, every floor had like a different kind of type of stuff. Like one might have had like puzzles, one might have had like those models that you can build. Another floor might have like all games for like Nintendo and PlayStation and stuff like that. And seeing stuff like that was out of this world. I've never seen anything like that. That was just so, so cool. The other thing that I really noticed over there was cleanliness. For the most part, if you're walking around even Tokyo, considering how many people there are at any given point during the day and the night, there is like literally not even a speck of garbage on the floor. Like their streets are so clean. And the funny thing is that you don't even see garbage cans over there. So what a lot of times what people are doing is if they have garbage, they just hang on to it until they get home and then they dispose of it at home, which I think is something that we should definitely bring here. I mean, if you go around at any given point in Canada, especially in the major cities, you'll see a lot of the streets have a lot of just garbage everywhere, especially right now with the virus going around. You're seeing a lot of like gloves and masks all over the place. You don't see that there. That's just not a thing. People are very, very clean and respectful to their city, and I thought that was pretty cool. I guess the other thing is getting around in Japan is pretty convenient. They have a lot of subway lines. Like when I mean a lot of subway lines, like I don't even know how many there were. There was just too many to count. They had the bullet trains, which are like moving at about 450 kilometers an hour. So when we traveled from Tokyo to Kyoto, out of curiosity, I checked how long it would take to actually drive there. And from Tokyo to Kyoto, it was like 11 hours. And by the bullet train, it was about an hour and a half to 2 hours tops. Like maybe an hour and 45 minutes. But like, that's insane. That's how fast these things are going. I guess we could also talk about like staying there. There's a lot of options, especially in such a big city like that. We stayed in Airbnbs pretty much the entire time, except for one night we stayed in a capsule hotel, which was actually the night after I went to the suicide forest, which if you haven't seen that video, I have a video exploring the forest. It's separate. You can find it in one of my other on my channel, obviously. That night we stayed in a capsule hotel. I thought it was cool. Like, it was convenient. It was, it kind of felt like a hostel. So if you've ever stayed in a hostel before, it's very similar to that, except everybody has their own little like capsule room things with like a shutter. Mo and I actually rented the bigger rooms. I think it was like maybe like $15 or $20 more for the room, but there was enough space. Like, there was a little table and there was enough space for like your luggage. Keep in mind that they're made obviously to be economical for you to save money, and yeah, that's the reason why we did it. We just kind of wanted the experience of it, really. Otherwise we would have just added on an extra day to our Airbnb. The Airbnbs, for the most part, I want to say the first two were really, really good. Okay, the first one maybe not really good. It was decent. There was, I think, about 6 of us staying there. It was a little bit small, I'd say, but it was like the bedrooms were big enough, obviously, that everybody was comfortable. The second one was beautiful. I'm such an idiot. I meant to film it, and unfortunately I never did, but it was like a really, really beautiful place. A little bit weird because they were like telling us not to talk to the neighbors and stuff like that. I don't know what that was all about, but whatever. The third one, I'm not gonna lie, was kind of shitty. The good thing was we were only 4 people at that point, so it really wasn't all that bad. But yeah, overall, like, I'd say the experience in Japan, even going through the pandemic, I know probably things are very different now over there probably. Like, when we were there on the 27th, they had told the people of Tokyo to stay at home, stay indoors, and I think a lot of people did. Obviously for them, they work hard, the people over there. A lot of them even work 7 days a week. Like, yeah, you do have a lot of stuff available to you in Japan, but you have to keep in mind that Japanese people are forced to work a lot in order to earn those things, right? It's very expensive, especially living in Tokyo. Things are not cheap. Food, like, you can get by on a budget in Tokyo, but like, if you want to eat well, you're gonna have to spend some money. But yeah, I mean, that was pretty much my overall experience of Japan. If I think of anything else, I'll add it in.